As we draw closer to the 2019 general elections, we've been told that we'll be running an issue-based politics. Yes, our leaders and the people seeking public office will be sticking to the issues. Yet, we see the mudslinging, we see the name-calling, and so on and so forth. Will things really change? My name is Isabella Akinseye, and this is Politico Politica.
The Nigeria of the future is for dreamers like me.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
Our local government areas must become special economic zones.
I hope to disrupt the politics of failure.
There will be no sacred cow.
Dissolve all the congresses, dissolve the convention, and start all over again.
Mr. President, my people are under siege.
Leadership is not about the position you hold.
You can't shut down your shop and be chasing criminals.
If you allow criminals, there will be no shop.
Find ways to fix your judiciary.
That's what say I.
And most importantly, fix the mind of the people.
The party must do what is right.
Nigeria suffered from a state of economic radiculopathy, social sciatica, and political dystopia.
Welcome back to Politico Politica with me, your host, Isabella Akinseye. Let's meet our guest. His professional career started at CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria, Branch Operations Department, and includes work at Florida Satellite Communications, TN Focus, IPNX Nigeria Limited, and Globalcom. He has been business manager in several Nigerian cities like Ibadan, Kano, Ado-Ekiti, Abuja, and Lagos. He is a philanthropist, contributing to society in the areas of health through Rotary, infrastructure, transformer acquisition and installation for power supply in Benue State, and education through RCCG, LBS, and Christ School Alumni Associations, and his personal capacity. He is seeking to represent Kosofe constituency in the Federal House of Representatives under KOWA party. He is Tokunboh Akinbiyi. Tokunboh, welcome to Politico Politica.
Thank you very much.
So let's go straight to our topic of the day. Today we'll be talking about issues-based politics. We've said 2019 will be different. It will be based on issues. But what does that really mean?
What it means is that we should be talking about how to provide free and fair education to Nigerians. We should be talking about how to provide clean water. We should be talking about how to grant autonomy to the local government, how to keep the environment clean, rather than focusing on whether somebody had stolen money in the past or not, whether somebody is beautiful or not, and those kind of relevant issues that does not add value to Nigerian citizens.
So those irrelevant issues that have characterized our polity, can you elaborate more on them?
We get distracted by mudslinging, rather than say, this is what I'm going to provide to Nigerians. These are the promises that I'm making. We are rather attacking our political opponents. Sometimes we go into violence, hooliganism, and rather than making promises, rather than articulating the kind of deliveries that we want to give to Nigerian citizens, we are distracted by things that are not really important to Nigerians.
So rather than focus on the person, let's focus on the ideas, let's focus on the plans. So you already alluded to some of those plans. So you mentioned education, you mentioned water. What other issues should politicians be discussing when we say issues-based politics? So
for us in KOWA party, we say together we make a difference. And it's important for me in this constituency, Kosofe federal constituency, it's important for us to provide free, compulsory, and quality education. The Nigerian Constitution talks about providing those services, that's free education, but it says when the government is able to, so it is not enforceable. What we are going to be doing is to articulate legislation that will make it compulsory for people, children in primary 1 to 6, to have free, compulsory, and quality education provided by the government. Even Rwanda does that, and so it's important for us to be able to do that. Education has a lot of multiplier effects. For the girl child, it contributes massively to the health of the girl child. you delay childbearing, you delay marriage, and so therefore, if the mother is healthy, the family is healthy, and then it has a positive effect on the country.
So still on our topic of the day of issues-based politics, as we get into the 2019 general elections, political season is in full swing. Will you say the politicians have been compliant running an issues-based political campaign?
So what you've seen so far is that when INEC said that politicians can go to campaign, from the point of compliance, some people already had their campaign running in Lagos and in other places. This is not complying with the rules. For us in KOWA Party, we've tried to comply with the rules, and we've complied with the rules as a matter of fact. In terms of sticking to issues rather than personalities, we've so far not complied. Rather, we've been digging on issues that are personal.
Can you give examples, specific examples?
So the strategy for APC looks like they are trying to demarket article, for example. In KOWA Party, our presidential candidate, Mr. Byron, Dr. Byron, has focused on the issues of education, of health, of local government autonomy, and those kind of things that would have impact on Nigerians directly.
So what effect will you say running an issues-based political campaign really has on the polity?
Running an issue-based campaign means that we are focusing on things that matter to Nigerians. We are not focusing on things that are personality-based. Historically, we've tended to vote for personalities rather than issue-based. So this guy has not told you, has not made you any promise. So for example, my opponents in the other parties are not articulating what they are going to do for the people. We in KOWA Party, we are articulating and saying to people, these are the things that we are going to do. So in our banners, in our posters, you see us articulating those issues that we say we are going to do for the people of Kosofe Federal Constituency. We see that our opponents are not articulating those issues. They're just putting out their names, they're putting out their faces, and they're putting out thumbprints without saying specifically. So because you're not articulating what you're going to do, it's difficult for people to hold you on to anything, and so you've not made any promise. I can't hold you on to any promise that you're supposed to deliver.
Thank you very much for your contributions on our topic of the day.
Thanks.
Now over to you. Our viewers would like to hear from you on our topic of the day, issues-based politics. Please tweet at PP with Isabella, use the hashtag Politico Politica, and of course follow us on Facebook and Instagram. The handle is Politico Politica. We'll be taking a quick break on the show. Please don't go anywhere.
Politico Politica. Politics for everyone.
You're still tuned in to Politico Politica with me, your host, Isabella Akinseye. Before the break, we looked at our topic of the day, issues-based politics. Now, on our politics and more segment, we hear from our guest about his political journey. So, Tokunboh, has politics always been on the cards for you, or is it something that came up of recent?
Politics has always been at the back of my mind. I've always loved to contribute to the progress and development of Nigeria, but I didn't take it seriously until last year when I took the decision to run. And one of the things that spurred me to run for office is the fact that we've had different political parties holding fort at the federal level, and they never having been able to deliver the goods. We've seen a retrogression of the major indices of development in the country in terms of education, in terms of provision of clean water, in terms of health, in terms of infrastructure like electricity, in terms of roads. All of these have degenerated. You see deaths on the road. You're going from your house to work. You see piles and piles of rubbish on the road. And so this is symptomatic of a collapse of.
So you'll say your joining politics is a response to the deplorable situation that you're seeing in the country. But why did you decide to join KOWA Party?
So I joined KOWA Party because KOWA Party has a level playing field for everybody. You don't have imposition of candidates like you have in APC and PDP.
Do you know this for a fact? Have you tried joining those parties?
There is enough evidence. In Ogun State, for example, you see the governor going against the chairman of the party, saying that the chairman of the party all of this they are public knowledge that you have imposition where you don't have a democratically elected candidates for different positions. We saw it play out in Zamfara. We've seen it play out in PDP in the past. And so because of this knowledge, you feel that there is no level playing field and you will not get the chance to be able to deliver what you want to do for the people. And so my friend has a saying that if you don't buy the ticket, you can't win the lottery. And so we feel that it's important for us to be on the ballot, for us to be able to deliver on any promises that we make to the people.
So what is it about the ideologies of KOWA Party that actually fits with your value system?
Fantastic question, Isabella. You see, in KOWA Party, we believe in modernism and we believe in progress. We believe in Lagos State KOWA Party, we believe one of our manifesto is for us to deliver on autonomy, local government autonomy. And so those manifestos, those principles, those policies are important for us. We believe that they will add value to Nigerians. We believe that they will add value to the quality of life of Nigerians. We believe that having a freer space will lead to job creation, which is one of the front burner policy issues in Nigeria that we need to deliver on. And it's important for us to be able to deliver this kind of goods to Nigerians.
Okay, so you already answered in saying that there's a level playing field in KOWA Party, but do you have any political mentors or godfathers or people that are backing you? There
are people I look up to, people like Donald Duke, people like our presidential candidate, Mr. Byron, people like our last presidential candidate, Professor Remi Oshinaya. She was the only female presidential candidate in 2015 for KOWA Party. And so these are people that we look up to in terms of their character, in terms of integrity, in terms of being able to have the capacity to deliver on the promises that they've made. And one of the things that we are saying to voters in 2019 is for them to give KOWA Party a chance at the ballot. Let's show you what we are capable of doing, and I think it will be better for all of us.
So these names you've mentioned, are they also godfathers? Are they putting money behind your campaign? How are you really funding everything?
Politics is expensive. Funding is a challenge, like everything with life. So one of the things we've done with funding is we've had to ask our friends and former colleagues, people we went to school together, primary school, secondary school, university, master's level, people that we've worked with in the past. And you've also seen that everything is not money. We also need foot on the ground. And so we've found a lot of people who have come to go knocking on doors with us, share flyers, help us to paste posters, people from my church, for example, RCCG. And so all of that has helped us to be able to reach on to voters. And so sometimes you need money, a lot of it as a matter of fact, but also you need foot on the ground.
So my final question will be, if you collect money from people, do you owe them anything if you get voted in power?
So one of the things that I tell people when I ask people for money is that we are going to be accountable for any money that you've given to us. So we are keeping a record of all the monies we've taken into banks in cash. And we are also having to say on a periodic basis, give you a record of how we spent this money. So we believe in accountability. And when people donate money, we have that responsibility to give an account back to donors.
Thank you very much, Tokunboh. And I like how you speak about accountability, because on our next segment, we'd like to hear about those plans that you have so people can hold you accountable.
Thank you.
We'll be going on a quick breather on Politico Politica, but don't go anywhere because it promises to be an engaging conversation on our Project Lagos segment coming up shortly.
Politico Politica. Politics for everyone.
Welcome back to Politico Politica with me, your host, Isabella Akinseye. It's now time for our Project Lagos segment. So, Tokunboh, Project Lagos segment is an opportunity for our guests to actually share their big plans. So, you mentioned accountability. So, what are you saying to the electorate? What are you promising them?
So, what we are promising the electorate is that we would create policies, processes and procedures that would allow the electorate to be able to know what goes on in government. We will have monthly gathering with the electorate. There are 10 wards in Kosofe Federal Constituency, and one of the things that we'll do is to rotate this monthly gathering with the electorate to give an account of our stewardship, to say these are the things that we've done, these are the policies, or these are the motions that we've moved, and these are the legislations that we are working on. We will also be able to give an account from the constituency projects point of view. If we've been able to legislate constituency projects, then we'll let people know what to expect and when to expect, and so that we can give account to the people of Lagos and the people of Kosofe.
So what would you say is the biggest problem in this constituency by your assessment? The
biggest problem as it affects people, I will say two things. Number one is the fact that Lagos State government has an IGR, makes at least 35 billion naira every month. And we need to be able to hold the fire to the leg of the Lagos State governor to say, what are you doing with this money? Are you able to give an account to the people of Lagos, to the people of Kosofe? The other issue is the issue of job creation and the environment. The environment is too dirty. You have piles and piles of rubbish.
So waste and accountability, what will your solutions be to these two problems?
Our solution will be to have a monitoring system, an oversight system that ensures that the people who are responsible deliver on what they are supposed to deliver on. One of the issues we've had with the current administration is the fact that the issue of waste collection was centralized, waste management was centralized, and we saw that everybody saw that it did not work. And what KOWA party is going to deliver on that is to say there should be local government autonomy, and more importantly, there should be an oversight that gives an account to the people of Lagos State and Kosofe.
Okay, let's look at this, a general picture. What do you see the role of the Federal House of Representatives really bringing to the people of Nigeria? I mean, as a body, collectively, because the kind of things we hear about the House of Reps is not always palatable.
So, which is one of the reasons why we are running for office. The role of the House of Representatives is to make laws for the development and the well-being of Nigerians. The role also has to do with oversight functions over the federal government, over the arms, the ministries and agencies of the federal government. Oversight functions that will deliver accountability, that will let the people know that this is where your Naira tax is going to. And when we borrow money, you need legislations to back it. So the legislators are the ones who write the budget, who have to approve budgets. And so the role has had, in the past, there have been a lot of controversy about the role of the legislature, the federal legislature. And so we are going into office to try and begin to change it and have a positive impact on Nigerians.
And my final question on this segment will be, imagine you get into power. 4 years from now, what will Kosofe look like?
Kosofe will be cleaner. Kosofe will know what goes on at the federal level. They will not just read about it in the newspapers, but people will have an interface with their representative. They will be able to ask questions one-on-one. That distance will not be there. So you will have had 4 years of accountability, of delivering on promises, making promises and delivering on those promises, especially education. And so in 4 years, we believe that people will see a different kind of politics in Kosofe.
Thank you very much, Tokunboh.
Thanks a lot.
We'll be going on a quick break on Politico Politica, but don't go anywhere because our light-hearted segment, the Quick Fire segment, comes up after this break.
Politico Politica. Politics for everyone.
Welcome back to Politico Politica with me, your host, Isabella Akinseye. Now it's time for our quick fire segment. Tokunboh, are you ready? Number 1, the first female governor will emerge in the next elections. True or false?
False.
Number 2, the party that will dominate in 2019 is?
KOWA party.
Number 3, young people have what it takes to be leaders because?
They have education, they are adventurous, and they can take risks.
Number 4, the funniest thing I've read about myself online.
I don't know, I can't remember.
Number 5, the candidate I'm most afraid of.
No one.
Number 6, Nigerians will vote with their stomach or their brains.
Their brains.
Number 7, if not you, who?
Donald Duke.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll be wrapping up this episode of Politico Politica, but first, let's check out what's happening on the political landscape.
On election day, you must present your PVC for accreditation before voting. The card reader 1 verifies that the PVC presented at the polling unit is authentic and issued by INEC. 2. It confirms that the bearer of the card is the legitimate owner of the card through the fingerprint matching. With this innovation, it is impossible to vote more than once in an election or use someone's card to vote. Remember, impersonation, voting by proxy, and multiple voting are offenses that can land offenders in jail. B1. Support INEC to organize free, fair, and credible elections. This message is from the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC.
Politico Politica. Politics for everyone.
Welcome back to Politico Politica with me, your host, Isabella Akinseye. It's now time for final words. So this segment is your opportunity to deliver your final words. So imagine you have that final breath. What will you say to Nigerians and indeed the world? Please say that to your camera.
My name is Tokunboh. I am running for the position of House of Representative on the platform of KOWA party. I'm appealing to Nigerians to vote for KOWA party because we have the policies and manifesto to deliver a better situation for all Nigerians. We are removing red tape to create more jobs. We are investing in education to make it free and compulsory and high quality for all Nigerians. And last but not the least, we are creating health institutions, investing a lot more money, more than 5% that we currently have, up to 10-15% for all Nigerians, such that we will not have to travel abroad anymore for health, thereby creating health that delivers for everybody and not just for a few. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tokunboh, for being on Politico Politica.
Thank you.
And that's where we'll wrap up this episode of Politico Politica. I'm Isabella Akinseye, reminding you that politics is for everyone. So play a part and stay woke.